Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, we want to thank you all for joining us tonight, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's webinar, wherein we will be discussing AI certification and workforce development. Your presenters tonight will be Ganga, Ayan, and Javid. Ganga is an experienced technology training and certification leader with over 10 years of experience in IT and leadership, having worked with top Fortune 500 companies like GE, KPMG, and Fujitsu. With strong entrepreneurial skills and a solid engineering background, Ganga has successfully managed large-scale projects, leading teams of more than 50 engineers. Currently serving as a director and program manager in higher education, Ganga focuses on workforce development and skills certification. He holds a master's in science from IIT Bombay and an executive MBA from Richmond University, and he's received multiple awards, including a national award for the best master's thesis in engineering. Ayan is a product manager, and he specializes in identifying and engaging with prospective clients in the high school and college student demographic to promote AI-related training and career opportunities. He effectively bridges client insights with the software development team, ensuring timely product improvements that align with user needs. Ayan holds a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering from Purdue University, leveraging his technical background to drive product growth and innovation in the AI education sector. Javid is the Vice President and Chief Architect at RapidFlow, where he leads innovative developments in Oracle Cloud infrastructure and artificial intelligence services. His visionary approach has driven the company's competitive edge by implementing AI solutions for enhanced data security and cybersecurity as well. Javid is currently pursuing a PhD at Golden Gate University, focusing on AI research in emerging markets. He holds an MBA from UMass Global University. His commitment to leveraging emerging technologies reflects his dedication to fostering strategic growth and operational excellence. He is also the author of Modern Oracle Enterprise Architecture eBooks. We encourage you to check that out as well. And with that, I think I will turn it over first to Ganga, and we'll get started with the presentation. Thank you once again for joining.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you very much for that kind introduction. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, taking some time. Today, main focus is about artificial intelligence webinar, but the fact is, how do we get ready for tomorrow's jobs in AI? As you all know, there will be 85 million job roles, or the job opportunities are opened by 2025, that is next year. This is according to World Economic Forum. It's a real survey which says that a lot of jobs are going to be impacted. So our main focus, how do we make sure that we are ready and to enable ourselves for the the jobs which are coming up in the this year and next year. By saying that, and just wanted to introduce our company or what we have done and how we have done. As we all know, Global Institute of Technologies existed more than 10 years. We have done this job day in and day out. People started with us with zero IT skills. That means they are ground up, and we were able to train them, certify them, and then get into the job market. The only difference, what I'm going to talk today, is how we can make the same process what we followed for more than a decade for the AI skills. Believe me, the AI is totally different landscape, believe it or not, because the technology is different. The way some of the LLMs and the way some of the tokens and other objects are being defined is totally different than traditional coding. What we need really is a skill in language and how to use the emerging technology called artificial intelligence. So I'm going to focus a little bit about some of those things related to workforce development, how we are going to do that with the training and certification programs we are going to offer. At the same time, I wanted to address some of the issues, what is being really focused by some of the big companies, and what is the difference we are making in the market space. So we are certainly certified and certified to operate by State Council of Higher Education for more than 10 years in the market space. That means we are recognized and also accredited like any other community college and university. And we are doing that for the last 10 years. So all programs are registered, and also accredited by SHIV and also National Institute of Science and Technology under NICE program. So that means these are officially accredited in a way that you are joining with an organization which is really having a government, kind of vetting process in place. So that we wanted to be very clear. So when you talk about some of these, aspects of AI, I wanted to be respectful for some other people. There are a lot of people joined here, but we wanted to start with the fundamentals of AI. That means some people may not be joining, may not be knowing what is AI and all those things. So I wanted to make sure that they understand the difference between, some of the AI aspects, what people are talking. And also, we wanted to uncover the latest industry trends, also some of the AI job roles and also the certifications required for somebody to get into this AI space. We wanted to be very clear and also provide a clarity about the vendor neutral certification programs, because a lot of organizations, especially some of the big guns, as you know, Google, Meta, IBM, and all those things, they are mainly focused on their certification programs. And that's where the difference comes. When you are talking about vendor neutral, you are talking about the building blocks of artificial intelligence. That is the difference we wanted to make when you understand this AI, because even big companies, now they agree that they cannot go with single LLM, for example. As a expert in AI, you should be in a position to use multiple languages, multiple LLMs, and then you should be in a position to use multiple options. Those are going to be useful for your organization, or even if it is small corporation, how you can utilize some of the tools, which you can utilize and enable this AI technology for your organization. And also, we wanted to give a career path which is kind of start to finish. That means you need to learn it and practice it and also implement like a pro. And if you are a new, or if you wanted to switch your career or quick start, we are here to help you. And also, we wanted to get you some experience in AI with some kind of a capstone project in a way that you have hands-on experience. So now I will give this to Ayan, who is going to talk about what is AI. As Scott mentioned, Ayan is an expert in AI, training and other aspects of product management. Ayan, take over.
Sure. Thank you so much, Ganga, for that. And thank you, Scott, for that introduction. Hello, everyone, and welcome. So what is AI? I'm sure you all must have heard about AI, right? AI is pretty much everywhere, but very few actually know what it actually means, right? I mean, yes, it stands for artificial intelligence, but there's got to be more to it, right? So there's different ways in which you can define or look at AI. So the first perspective here is the academic perspective, which basically says that it involves simulating human intelligence processes through machines, particularly computer systems, right? Oh, I must have gone backward. And then if you look at it from an industrial perspective, it's essentially a specialized area with computer science focused on developing systems capable of performing tasks that require human intelligence. So an industrial perspective is more of a professional way of defining it. However, we like to keep things simple here. And I just like to say, it's like teaching a computer to learn from experience. And I like how humans do. So these three definitions are all very similar. They all share the same theme, right? That AI is essentially teaching or enabling computers to be able to think like humans. Moving on, we also have why AI matters, right? So why is AI so important, right? What's the purpose of all of this? So let's look at the economic impact, right? There's a statistic here that says that within 6 years, AI is going to contribute up to $15.7 trillion to the global economy. So that just goes to show that AI is definitely going to be the next big thing in the future, right? And with that, you get technological advancements, right, in various different fields, which will be covered in more detail later in this info session. But AI is pretty much covered in different areas that where companies would see that AI is something that could definitely benefit them in their business processes. AI helps with everyday convenience. So I'm sure you all have Netflix or Spotify. They use a lot of AI, right, to be able to provide you with personalized recommendations on based on what you like to watch or to listen to. So AI just makes life easier. It makes life easier, and that's why everyone is starting to get on board with using AI. And finally, with AI, the biggest thing people are afraid of is theft, right? Theft is something that everyone is afraid of. So when you learn about AI through our courses, you also get an appreciation for what are the best ways to safely deploy AI in businesses. So there are various different aspects in what that is called, but that's something that we also cover. So I wanted to take some time to kind of discuss the differences between the different types of AI, right? And here on the screen, you can see kind of like a shell with different layers, like an onion. You have artificial intelligence, right, which everyone is familiar of. But within artificial intelligence, you have machine learning. And machine learning is essentially a method which is used within AI to allow machines to learn from data rather than being manually programmed, right? And then within machine learning, you have deep learning. And deep learning is it's more complex, a lot more complex than machine learning, which uses essentially what we call neural networks to solve complex solutions. And that is inspired to an extent by the human brain. And then within deep learning, you have a very specialized field called generative AI, which essentially leverages techniques from deep learning as well as various other different machine learning and AI aspects as well to be able to generate content, right? So whether it be images, text, videos, that's essentially what generative AI is all about. And then finally, you have encompassing the whole aspect is responsible AI, which is essentially asking the questions of how to make it safe, right? That's where we really dive into the ethical concerns and ensuring that all these different types of AI are are deployed in a safe manner. Hence why it is the biggest shell. So all of these different types of AI is something that we are going to teach you depending on what you choose to learn. And Ganga is going to talk a little bit more about how you can navigate through each of these courses later on. So Ganga, go ahead.
Sounds good. And as Anne mentioned, A is vast, and then you can see all the way to what is the general terminology of artificial intelligence to guardrails such as responsible AI. So just wanted to give you understanding of some of the important aspects of builder community and user community. Again, this is the study made by Gartner in 2023, saying, when you talk about the workforce and then, the 85 million jobs, what I was telling, the changing the landscape of workforce, as you can see, even if you walk into Walmart, you can see nowadays, there are no kind of human operated checkout places, rather, mission operated. And you can see 10 missions are kind of, managed by 1 or 2 guys. If there is a trouble, then a customer requires some help, we can bell and then somebody will come and help like that. So what I'm trying to tell you is there are 2 aspects of skills, especially when you talk about the workforce development. One is the emerging skills, where you are part of the builder community. That means you are able to build certain aspects of intelligence, especially AI processes in place, so that you are able to, empower yourself into the job market and then get into AI models and also prompt engineering. That means like there are multiple LLMs, as you might have seen, like ChatGPT is one of the example where the text related, the responses are going to come when you give a prompt. Same thing is there for imaging and all other aspects of it, and it is going on like anything. So also, when you talk about the builder community, you also need to know some of the interfaces and also interactions with designers and all those things. And data is the key part of it. Data curators and trainers are also part of the builder community. And last but not least is the content creators. It's very important that if you're, if you know certain things, because now the AI is in a position to take any content, whether it is an image, whether it is a text or combination of, documents and things like that. That's what it is done. So that is what makes the builder community. And when you come to the user community, they also need certain skills, especially they have to shift their skills so that they are able to empower their job place. I mean, the employer especially, they can add value to the employer. So it is going to transform the workplace, benefiting the workforce with higher productivity and also GDP growth. It's very important that we need to add value to the organization or even, for a community in a way that you are able to use these tools, because as a human beings, we are very good at using the tools and technologies. And that's where we need to really understand how this AI can transform your workplace so that you are able to give more product, you are able to get into more productive and creative role. So obviously the jobs will change depending on the extent to which some of the work artifacts or some of the automated things are there, as I mentioned. Like for example, if you are having a basic skill about artificial intelligence, you can be a contributor, for enhancing the tools and technology which are being used by organization, even small and mid-sized companies. So that's a difference. But so far, what happened in 2024 and 2023 is basically a lot of these big companies, like, you name some of those things here, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, IBM, they have taken advantage of all the workforce, which is available in the marketplace. But now that it's evolving and then a lot of job roles are going to come and play a bigger role in 2025, you wanted to be part of this game-changing technology by learning the skills which are, coming up like anything. So our goal here is to transform from AI user to AI creator. So that's where the real job growth is taking place. So you wanted to be part of the real AI creator instead of a user. So that is very, very important for you to understand if you wanted to be, really getting some of the future job opportunities. So how do I do that? And you may ask that why we have to invest and why it is now to do this kind of, transformation or this kind of new skills. You or anybody, affiliated to you need to understand these things. First thing we need to understand, again, this is the study made by Gartner, which said that everyday AI users will be about 70 to 80% of the people will be using the AI technology, and that is going to transform and result into greater productivity. But again, the game-changing builders will be about 23% of it. So you wanted to be part of the builder community than the user community. That's where the real job growth is going to take place. How do I do that and why we have to do that? Number one, obviously, you wanted to future-proof your career so that you are ready for the tomorrow jobs. That's a key part of it. How do I do that? By understanding, by taking competitive advantage of these technologies which are coming up. And also any innovation, even for example, when you talk about computers came into the existence, everybody thought that, this is going to take away your jobs. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen, or that did not happen. In fact, the skills have been changed. People have been literally learned all these, some of the computer skills, and they are able to use the systems effectively. so that, they are, employed for long term. But obviously, is there a skill shift? So that's what happens when the new technology comes. That's where the innovation brings a lot of career opportunities. And you wanted to be part of this. And one thing I wanted to be very clear is that the new education is meant for continuous learning. Unfortunately, there are a lot of traditional educations, 4-year degrees and, diplomas and, things like that. They are not meant for continuous learning. And that's where the difference comes with these certification programs in a way that you are keeping your skill set with the latest technologies which are coming into the existence so that you are able to upgrade your skill. And that's where we have to be part of the continuous learning. And as Ayan mentioned, this is going to be a big change, especially in the AUS market. It is going to go in 2023, 515 billions to almost $2 trillion within 6 years. There is no doubt this is going to happen, and there are a lot of investments are being done in multiple aspects of AI, especially so far, a lot of big companies have taken advantage, but there are small, medium, and other enterprises need to get the advantage of these new tools and technologies so that the productivity of the organizations can be improved and so that everybody is going to get employed. So what's the difference against the traditional education? One thing we have to be very mindful when you are understanding or learning certain aspects of technologies. So the difference between the traditional education and also the education which is available on YouTube, people can go and look at everything. Like for example, even YouTube, you can see a lot of videos talking about AI, but is it structured learning? Even I'm concerned about some of the programs being offered by Coursera and also Udemy and all. The way they are offering is it's not really validation of your education. It is simply saying that, hey, you complete this course and you are going to get a certification. That is not going to help. You need to have certain validation of your program, and you need to have an opportunity to learn continuously so that you are upgraded for the skill sets which are required in the market space. So how do we do that? We start with the AI fundamentals. That means like basically, you need to know what is the basics of or fundamental blocks of artificial intelligence, so that when you talk in the language of AI, even for example, if you use ChatGPT, if you have to use the proper prompt, you need to know how the ChatGPT is built so that you are able to use proper prompts or the tokens if required that level. So AI needs the data. Data is the key raw material for any artificial intelligence program, believe it or not. Without data, there is no existence of AI. So we need to understand that part of it. So that's where we talk about the data analytics and also knowledge mining. And also there is a deep learning part of it that talks about some of the neural networks and other things. So you have to be clear about some of the aspects of neural networks, how it works, especially human brain, how it is kind of connecting all the neurons together and giving output kind of scenario. Same thing happens here so that you are able to understand the deep learning. And generative AI is the output. That means like by using all this data and also deep learning and how you are able to give the required output to an organization or a product. That's what is all about the generative AI. Then it is very important for us to understand there are security aspects of AI. What does it mean? For any technology, we are very concerned that it can be used for good and bad. So that's where the responsible AI is going to come into play. And you will be understanding the guardrails, especially the different governments and also certain aspects of public needs and understanding of it. So what is ethical, what is not ethical with respect to AI. So that's where the responsible AI is going to come into play. But how do we package all these things together in a way that you are building your career path? That's where I'm going to talk about some of the pathway related to all these certifications, how these are connected. So as I mentioned, we are going to start with the fundamentals, that is the building blocks of AI. Then we will transition into data place. That means how the data analytics and other aspects of data is going to play. And the next one is obviously the deep learning. That means the neural networks and how these data components are connected, and also the generative AI. So basically, generative AI and then guardrails is about responsible AI. So how we are going to have this career path and how you can upgrade skills. There is a continuous learning process. Because as the technology is changing, we wanted to make sure that all these certification programs are mapped to the latest technology and also the job market, which I'm going to show you in next a few slides about how, because end of the day, you are going to ask, how do I get into the job market? That's where our diagnostic and prescriptive approach is going to, get into play. So first, we wanted to make sure that the people who wanted to get into the program, we wanted to know there are no prerequisites, but just wanted to screen in a way that they are really having an inclination towards understanding of, the future job roles and the technology they are trying to get in. And also, we wanted to make sure that they are really trained with the credentials. It's very, very important in today's job market. Without credential, you cannot make your resume floating. So it's very important. You need to have a portable credential as a digital kind of proof that you have taken some secure exam. Okay, that's where the certification process comes into play, and also it has to be industry recognized. As I said, there should be a way, and we wanted to make sure that you are going to be placed in marketplace for the job opportunities, so that you are ready to really take some opportunities in the job market and then get going, as millions of jobs are being created next year. So one important thing I want everyone to understand is this is done entirely from start to finish by one organization called Global Institute of Technology, with affiliation and partnership with other organizations. And it is a vendor neutral program in a way that you are able to understand everything. So what is that the process really we are going to adapt here? Structured instructor-led in class or also online. We don't want to restrict you to be sitting in the class. I'm, for example, talking from our Northern Virginia campus, very next to Washington, DC area. But if you wanted to attend remotely, we are 100% remote also. We can interact with the in-class students and online students as well. We wanted to make sure that whatever you are learning goes with comprehensive exercises and also some other practice labs. Without practice, it's very hard. And we are good at using the tools and technologies, but you need to have some practice. We wanted to make sure that you understand and practice the technology. And we wanted to make sure that when you complete these programs, you also have some project experience. That's where we are going to design capstone projects in a way that is related to some industry problem. And you are able to provide the solutions and able to learn certain aspects of it. And one more thing we are going to do is we wanted to make sure that you are getting prepared for some of the practice questions and other things before you go to the exam. And we wanted to make sure that secure online proctored exam in cooperation with Proctor 360 will be delivered in a way that your exam is valid, and if somebody has to audit your credentials, they can always audit. So how do you take the secure exam? There is 120 minutes, that's 2 hours of exam. 75 questions will be there. There will be about 50 questions will be scored. And the score will be a maximum of 1,000 starting from 100. The passing score will be about 700 plus. And there are no negative points right now, but this is a remote proctored exam. Any other proctor, Prometric or Pearson V exam, and this can be delivered. There is a government issued ID is required, but live proctoring is enabled in a way that there is no possibility for any violation and things like that during the exam. We wanted to make sure that you are comfortable in you choosing multiple choice and also responses and also some of the matching and also some case study and some practical aspects of not coding, but language and prompt engineering related questions will be answered, and you are expected to answer those questions. And this credential, once you are certified, is verifiable by any employer. As I mentioned, the government ID is also going to be verified before you take the exam, and will make sure that your certification is portable with a digital badge like this. And it is, as I mentioned, Shell certified school, so that this digital credential can be carried forward, and when you are applying for the new jobs, you can use this credential so that you are really marketable. So I just wanted to pause here and give an opportunity for talking about some of the high school graduates, because some of the parents are coming to me and asking, is there a way this new technology and new skill set can be really used for some of the high school graduates who are getting out of the high school. So Javed is going to talk about that. Javed?
Yeah, hi. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Thank you for joining the great seminar, great webinar, which could pave a path into the Gen AI, especially for the school graduates. I would strongly encourage to take the certification because it is complied with the NIST standard. Being myself as a research doing research in Gen AI, I would strongly recommend that every high schooler would go through this curriculum, building great LLMs going forward. Maybe every LLM is vertically sliced into industry vertical. So if they could pick their specialization as early as possible during their school days, that will definitely help them to build a career in AI, maybe AI generalist, AI creator, AI content creator, AI user, because I strongly see that there is a two key industries. One is the federal, state government, and healthcare. These are the three key industries. I see that there is a great potential of AI is going to be used. The government is highly pushing, being me part of the multiple boards. The generative AI is going to be there in the government system very soon. So be part of this great journey and be affiliated and get this NIST certification, because government may ask a kind of a certificate which is valid for their government role. So the NIST could be the best possible way to get a affiliation, and this is a marketplace. The moment you do the certification, and this curriculum is being getting fine tuned by the industry experts as it come. Maybe by every quarter or by every year, it believes that it's going to be compliant as per the government standards and government data sets specifically. For the second topic, I think healthcare is the industry. I strongly see that there is a great potential for a Gen AI to be used, because healthcare is very complex. So even doctors or researchers feel a very difficulty mapping every genetic aspects of a patient, going back to the last 30 or 40 years of his entire health history, and bring back the medication, bring back the health plan, and bring back his wealth and health plan. So I believe that these are the two key industries. So picking this AI in their early career, it could be the great potential option. So I strongly encourage every high schooler to pick this foundation course, which will bridge a great career in their graduation. By the time they come to the graduation, most of the government jobs are you don't need to be a graduate, but if you could finish up and bring the certification on board, you could be the part of the AI revolution. So I think I believe that every student from the high schooler could take this. I strongly propose this, and compliment every student who is going to participate. Back to Ganga. I'll be part of the QA. Feel free to put your questions. I'll try my best to answer your questions.
Sounds good, Javed. So just wanted to talk about some of the real world applications of AI. Healthcare is taking a lot of advantage of this AI. As you can see, during COVID, the vaccine, I don't know what they have developed, certainly used AI to really enhance their vaccine. release and expedited the process of releasing that. And same thing I'm seeing recently that AI is also being used for scanning the CT scans and other things so that, doctors can be provided the efficient and also required information so that they can take decisions based on the inputs as a co-pilot so that they are able to really get to the bottom of it instead of wasting a lot of time, going through everything and, scanning through everything. Rather now, AI is helping them to pinpoint certain aspects of, certain diseases. And it is really a tool that is helping. As you all know, entertainment industry is fully, AI enabled in some cases like Netflix recommendations, or you can see Amazon Prime videos and other things. Everything behind the scenes are really driven by the AI. And I don't have to explain those things. Retail industries fully taking advantage of AI. Again, these are just started by the big companies, but it is very, very important. Most of the jobs not only are with the big companies, rather there are also a lot of job opportunities with the small and mid-sized companies. That's where you need to really focus. So AI going to empower chatbots, inventory management, and also personalized shopping experiences with any organization. They are specialized in certain products and other things. That is going to enhance their abilities. Transportation, I'm sure you guys are autonomous cars and everything, and self-driving trucks are also, it seems, coming down the line. It may be a little far, but I think as we go into this area, they are comparing is the human being is making more mistakes than the machine and how it is going to work and things like that. Anyway, I don't want to get into that, but wherever it can empower and kind of, provide an opportunity for people to, get into these self-driving cars and also traffic predictions and other things. So these are few examples of real world, but there are numerous and hundreds and thousands of examples are there. Even we are trying to use this AI. I'm going to show you a couple of examples where AI can be better utilized for, even for finding a job. Okay, I wanted to be clear on that. But how do you make that? Most of the people who are getting into our program, they are going to ask, okay, I complete the training, I complete the certification, what is the next? That's where we are building a platform called AI Workforce Marketplace. That means, number one, you are going to get trained in vendor neutral certification. Vendor neutral means like if I was attending one of the webinar from AWS, they're mainly talking about their Bedrock. They don't talk anything other than their products and services. Even the competitor product, they don't talk. But when you talk about this vendor neutral certification, we're not talking about specific technology provided by Google or Microsoft Copilot or AWS Bedrock. Rather, we talk about the building blocks of these LLMs, building blocks of these tokens, building blocks of these agents, if you take, and how you get trained on those aspects of the technology and use that technology for yourself or for benefiting your organization wherever you work. So first thing is to get trained and also have a portable certification. That means you are going to certify in a module where you are starting from the fundamentals all the way to the guardrails like responsible AI. That's the important thing you need to understand. And also, as I mentioned earlier, you are also part of the project where you are completing the capstone project. Again, it is solving some other industry problem. And you also get with that project, when you complete, an internal or external reference so that you have some reference or somebody is there to vouch for you that you have a credential, or somebody can vouch for you that you are the person who have done that project. Because it's very important. That cannot be done by YouTube or Coursera kind of courses. That's where we are doing the live kind of training so that you are given some help during your journey into get into the AI job market. So you are able to do that. And obviously, once you complete this project, you will be enrolled in our workforce marketplace. And then really, if you're capable, you can start billing the customers. That's how the process works. So you can go to our aiworkforcepro.org if you are interested, but the way it has been built is we wanted to map the skills to the marketplace because there are different market job roles are coming every day in AI because there is some confusion. Sometimes the human resource is also a little bit confused and concerned, what skills they wanted. They list a lot of skills and ask 20 years of AI experience. Not possible for somebody to have 20 years of AI experience unless until you are, born into AI technology and things like that. That's where the mapping of the skills is very, very important. And also, we wanted to market your skills to the small and mid-sized enterprises. That's where the job growth is going to take place now. The big top guns, they have taken, whatever workforce available in the market space, but we need to focus on SME now. That's what our focus. And connect the skilled workforce to the AI jobs. The way we do is we wanted to see what skills are really required in the market space. And we wanted to make sure that our training and the certification is mapped to that. Even the project, what you are going to do is mapped to that. And then promote the value proposition and also the trust in the market space that have not been trained by YouTube or some kind of program available online. Rather, we have a credential which is portable. And we wanted to bring that consistency with our training and certification, which is branded by, under the State Council of Higher Education and also NIST, in a way that we are able to provide this skill set to you. And we wanted to make sure that, we also have an option to have a cost-effective resource for some of the jobs and opportunity, because when you talk about SME cannot afford, big dollars for hiring a workforce. So that's where they wanted to give that opportunity if somebody is interested, but somebody upskills and they wanted to, bid for higher projects, they're open for that. We don't want to restrict them. And we wanted to make sure that we measure the KPIs, the key performance index, and also upgrade the skills required so that you are really mapping your skill set to the market jobs which are evolving. Some of the job roles are really being created every day. I heard this morning that chief AI officer, I don't know what is that. So they are looking for that. So it's coming. Like earlier, there was no CTO, chief technology officer. Now you see everywhere, every company should have a CTO. Same thing is happening here. So how do we do that? We wanted to utilize the AI tools itself to explore the opportunities in the AI job market. That means if you go to various job portals, what kind of skill set they are looking for? Are we providing that required skills for our enrolled professionals? So we wanted to consistently explore the job portals for AI roles and also the evolving opportunities in a way that we are, mapping to the requirements of the market, especially AI skills. AI jobs and also, roles with the relevant training skills and hands-on capstone projects, what we are going to use. So everything is built in a way that it is structured. I've seen people spending a lot of time and energy when you go to some other YouTube and other, free online providers and all those things. But what you need is you have to utilize your time and energy, even money, in an efficient way, so that you are being given an opportunity to navigate all this journey and get into the job. That's what we're going to do with this program. I hope everybody understands, but I wanted to leave with a small demo of AI so that you guys are going to understand the importance of this AI, how it works. Mrunal is going to show us a small demo.
Hey, hi everyone. Here you can see is like an application called Ducky. That it's a generative AI application that helps us in developing code, reviewing code, as well as it can debug your bugs, and it can even perform some cool tasks let's say if you're given a dataset link, it can write you an ML pipeline from end to end. So I quickly want to go through some basic features like a quick chat. So let's say I wanted to add two numbers. I'll simply give it a prompt to write code to add two numbers. So it's going to give me. So further, improving on it, I'll ask it to write some classes and functions. So it gives me some functions and stuff. So let's say if I want to learn about some concepts like inheritance and polymorphism and stuff if I just want, if I just give it a prompt, like it gives me the output. You can say that yep, ChatGPT can also give the same results. Then like why do you want to use this kind of generative AI applications for this? I'm gonna answer you down below. Let's say like if I want to if I want to give this application to a student, so let's say like I can give a prompt like called like write me a basic front end in React. Since like this quick chat is only useful for like learning purposes, so it's gonna show you like I'm here to help with software development and its learning tasks, but I can't assist you with writing front end code. So and next, like let's say if I want to learn about some states in React, so it's gonna give me like an example and it's gonna explain me everything for me. So this is how like it can be a good co-pilot like while you're writing a code. And let's say you can also generate code with this. So let's say I wrote some random function like def add comma b and return a plus b. So let's say if I apply and if I ask it to review code, so it just explains me all the functions which I write over here, and it's gonna suggest me some changes like hey, you're making a mistake over here. And let's say if I convert it into a into b, and let's say if I apply, yep, here it also shows me like your function name is add, but it returns product of a and b. However, the function name add is misleading because it actually performs multiplication instead of addition. So it gives you this kind of insights like while reviewing your code, maintaining proper function names as well as maintaining proper variables, and and everything is there, like everything is built into this. And let's say if I'm gonna give the same code over here with just like return none. Let's say my issue is like it returns none instead of adding two numbers. So if I apply and if it tries to debug, so I guess like we need to okay. So since it's a text, like it's not taking that input. So this is a kind of applications which you can build using generative AI. So yep, if you find this application to be cool, like if you enroll in this course, like you can build a lot of applications and a lot of front ends and end-to-end projects in this course. And this course also comes with a capstone. Yep, thank you guys.
As part of this program and also promoting the aspects of AI certification, we wanted to have a certification program built for training and upskilling about 1 million people. So we wanted to get various ideas from the community, and we are running a hackathon starting from 22nd November to 24th, 3 days, to see how do we outreach the individuals and also professionals who are interested in getting ideas using certain AI tools, so that we are able to outreach. And really, for millions of jobs, you need millions of certifications. So our goal is to get individuals to train and certified in the new and upcoming skills, so that you are ready for the tomorrow job. So that's why we are conducting an hackathon starting from next month, November 22nd, all the way to 24th, 3 days. It will be online, but you wanted to register before 15th of November. The URL code is available. You can scan this and then do it. This link will be available when we share this presentation with you, so that really you can take advantage of joining us in hackathon and giving your solution for the problem what we're facing. Yeah. So next thing I wanted to go is about a small demo of a small quiz of AI. So you can scan this quiz. There will be a Amazon gift card available immediately. Once you complete the score, we are going to evaluate the scores of the individuals and for people who are participating in that. You can take your own time, but we'll run a assessment of the quiz outcome, and then we share the gift card with you soon. So I'll give about 5 minutes for each one of you to take this quiz, and we're almost going to the end of the session. But after this, we'll take Q&A from individuals. If you have any questions, I can see a few people are already asking some questions. I wanted to be mindful for their time, but feel free to take this quiz and complete it so that you know how AI works. This is not traditional kind of coding or some kind of language testing. Rather, it is purely meant for how the AI looks in near future and what you need to do to understand some certain aspects of evolving skill set in the AI market space. So I'll give 5 minutes. Okay. We started at 7 o'clock, just up at 7:05 we take questions. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put your Q&A and we'll be happy to answer. You can just scan on your cell phone or just click on the link and then go there. Oops. So I was showing some of the jobs, impact. I was talking about some of the jobs, which are going to be impacted. Certainly, for example, if the self-driving cars comes, can I really drive your, whatever Uber and other things, those kind of things. And also same thing, people who are working, for example, at the teller machines and things like that, when it is automated, obviously, some jobs are going to be, replaced. It is anybody's fault. Rather, it is expected that, as we are all, very good at learning certain technologies and, really implementing it. For example, is there any company nowadays, really accepting the paper-based resume? No, everybody is on the internet and then it's happening. Did everybody learn how to submit their resume online? Yes, they are submitting and then doing it. It's the same kind of change which is going to happen. But again, there are different aspects of jobs which are going to be impacted. But as I mentioned, World Economic Forum already indicated that millions, almost 100 million jobs, 85 million jobs are going to be impacted, kind of replaced with this AI. Only thing what we have to do is, like we have done with all these technologies, like you take mobile, you take cloud computing, you take internet. Now it is AI. So we have to just little proactive and learn those things. Is it a big learning? One thing AI is doing is like I can compare the simple professional photography to the pictures you take from your cell phone. Do you need any professional to do your day-to-day pictures and things like that? You don't need. Now any cell phone camera can do that, and you can edit the pictures on your own. But if you go 30, 40 years back, we need to have a photographer to take all those pictures and then do it. But the tools are coming like that, fortunately. So just imagine the technology which is able to respond when you talk. That's totally different. You are in a different world. One thing you have to know is you have to know the better, language skills. That's what it is. And if you know how to prompt those things, that's where you need to understand the fundamentals of AI. And if you're a little bit deep into this, then you have to get into data aspects of it, and also deep learning and generative AI, things like that. But everyone need to understand these technologies and need to upskill themselves. And without upskilling, I really see a big problem as the skills is really changing a lot, starting from 2025. And believe it or not, skill is the new economy or new currency of the next year or going forward few years. That's what is happening. And some countries are taking advantage of this. For example, in Singapore, they have invested almost $1 billion to do that. There are a few more questions are coming. I wanted to be mindful. Programs are listed under NIST. It is a standard certification. All programs are listed there, so we're part of these programs which are being promoted by State Council of, not promoted, but listed under the SHIV and all those things. So we're part of that. So this is something official for you to learn and get certified. Yeah, obviously we're going to share the recording once the course is completed. Don't worry about it. So we'll make sure that you get a copy of this. So as soon as this program is completed, Victoria, our training coordinator, who is going to compile everything and share this on the LinkedIn profile as well as by email to you if you have registered with our program. Any other questions? Okay, there are a few more questions out there. I think I wanted to be respectful for them time, but I just wanted to stress on a couple of things. So just wanted to make sure that you wanted to be part of this game-changing technology, and we wanted to make sure that you enroll into the classes which are available online, going to this link. And there are some financial options are also available for you to explore into these AI programs. And if you are interested in that, you can call us and let us know. If you are really wanted to reach out, and you can always reach out with the contact us. And or if you wanted to download some of the, for example, syllabuses and things like that, you can go to our website and do that. But one promotion we wanted to make sure that there is a 50% discount if you enroll into our training program by October 31st. Okay, with that, I wanted to be very mindful of your time. I know we are going beyond 5-10 minutes now, but if you have any quick questions and answers, you can always reach us. This is our contact number. So this is our phone number as well. And one thing I wanted to stress is, please get ready for tomorrow's jobs. And there is a skill switch which is taking place across the globe. You wanted to be forerunner, and there's a lot of workforce changes are happening across the globe using AI skills. And you wanted to go with a hands-on approach in a way that you are not just wasting a lot of time and energy by going through some of the YouTube and other aspects of training and other things, especially a lot of free programs and other things are available. They advertise a lot, but they are not going to put you into a career path. And this program, what we are promoting is today is about start to finish. That means like not only just getting into the program, but also going through a structured way so that you are understanding and you have a credential. Followed by that, you are going to be into the marketplace. That's what it is. Thank you very much. And please reach us if you have any questions. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone.